What's up everybody and welcome to the RC Retro channel. Well, we finally got the vintage Kyosho Triumph two-wheel drive buggy out on the Deepwood Speedway for some action. Now, if you've never heard of the Kyosho Triumph or you're kind of unfamiliar with it, let me give you the quick rundown. So this Kyosho two-wheel drive buggy came out in the early 90s, sometime between 91 and 93, and is part of the Ultima family lineage. Now I say early 90s, 91, 93, because some people online state it came out in 1993, whereas I've seen magazine articles as early as 1991 with the Kyosho Triumph in it. Now the Kyosho Triumph was supposed to be the Ultima's replacement, but the key words there are supposed to be. This was Kyosho's attempt at a real serious race car, and when designing it, they threw everything at it, including the kitchen sink. And what they came up with was a very unique design. This buggy was designed with a twin dual belt transmission and was equipped with a ball differential. It also had a slipper clutch and ran a 100-tooth spur gear that was 48 pitch. Next, it came with these beautiful gold shocks that you could see, just like the previous Ultimas, but the only difference was that the front shocks were a new length due to the longer arms in the front of the buggy. You also had an adjustable kick-up plate that allowed for different kick-up angles, as well as different points in the rear to adjust your toe. This buggy came with a double-deck chassis and included front and rear graphite shock towers. It also came with belt crank steering systems and included these yellow 2.2 wheels. So the expectations for the Kyosho Triumph were very high, as it was designed as a pure racer, but it had its fair share of durability issues, and it was quickly replaced by the Kyosho Pro X. And so regardless, at this time, in the early 90s, I was just a kid, somewhere in 6th or 7th grade, and I fell in love with the Kyosho Triumph. And so all these years later, as an RC car enthusiast, I just had to add one to my collection. And so I was able to source one from this mega 2-day online auction, and I actually got a new in-box kit, and that's been featured on the channel as, hey, I got this in this auction, to another video where we do an unboxing, to 2 more build videos where I broke the build up into 2 parts, and I'll post the links to those videos in the description down below. But I just couldn't bring myself to racing that new in-box Kyosho Triumph that I built. I wish I had it here right now with me, but unfortunately a lot of my stuff is in storage. But I was able to source a second one that was in pretty good condition, and that's the one you see right here, and that's the one we got on the Deepwood Speedway. So here's what I'm gonna say. This Kyosho Triumph is built to kit spec, meaning as per the manual. But I could see what many people are talking about online when they said that it needed some fine tuning and adjustments. For me, it was pretty much the camber and the toe in the front of the buggy, because we noticed as we were driving it, the turning radius on here was very wide, meaning coming out of the turns, very wide turns on here. And that's something that we're gonna continue to play around with, just really not in this video, and I'll explain why. The real issue that we were having was with the transmission, notably the slipper clutch, and you'll probably hear that throughout the video. Now, we did try to adjust it, and when that didn't work, I just figured that this would need a full teardown of the transmission and a rebuild, and that wasn't happening that day because I drove almost an hour out to Phil's house to run this, and I was gonna run it no matter what. So we just threw it out there and just had fun with it the best that we could. Now, as far as the setup I'm running in the Kyosho Triumph, I like to keep my setups rather simple because I have a lot of RCs. And to equip all my RCs that I run with high-end electronics, well, that can become pretty pricey. So I like to keep things pretty basic. Starting in the front, I have a Savox servo, which is probably the most expensive thing in this entire buggy, followed by a Hobbywing 1060 ESC, which I love very much because it's just simple and it's plug and play. I have a 19-turn brushed black can motor, which I purchased off of eBay, and I purchased quite a few of these. They're inexpensive, and for what I do, it's perfect. I only run some of these buggies 2 or 3 times, and I never really have any issues with them, and it's quick enough for the track, I have to say. As far as the wheels and tires, well, fortunate that the wheels are 2.2 and I could source tires rather easily, and my go-to tires are J-Concepts. J-Concept Goosebumps in the rear, and I believe these are Rips in the front. They have ribs on them, so that's pretty much what I use on my 2-wheel drive buggies. And also a Spectrum Radio DX5 Pro, which I love also because you could have a ton of cars programmed on here. So with that, there's still some room for improvement with the Kyosho Triumph. I'll make sure I do a full teardown and rebuild of the transmission. We'll get it back out to Phil's house to take a closer look and make the necessary adjustments to it, and then get it out on the track again. So this video was supposed to be a quick video, but of course I started talking and going off on a tangent and getting carried away, so I apologize for that. But you could expect to see the Kyosho Triumph make its way back onto the channel in the future. So with that, I'm just going to leave you with the running footage. Enjoy it. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care now.
Oh, no bueno.